Yes! Now we can talk about Louisville.
Let's talk about Louisville.
Welcome into Sportszone 50, your only student sports authority. A lot has happened since we last saw you. UK football has become king. Men's basketball is becoming a recruiting powerhouse, and a women's coach to build the program to what it is today has been replaced.
I'm Sarah Livesay, filling in for Justin Stewart alongside with Ryan Mollenkoff. But the top story of this week on everybody's mind is number 9 ranked cross-state rival Louisville coming into the Blue Country to face a Wildcat team that could be one of the best in history.
That's right, Sarah. Excitement for the upcoming UK U of L game has been raging all the way back to spring practice for the Cats, and it's finally here.
Week 1, Eastern Kentucky came into the Commonwealth and were sent home packing as Andre Woodson connected on the first play of the game, and it was all UK after that as they went on to defeat Eastern 50-10.
And then this past Saturday, week 2, Kentucky took on a very sneaky and lucrative Kent State team coached by former Wildcat Doug Martin. The Golden Flashes take it straight to the Cats on the first possession as they march it down the field. It's a fake. El Mundro in for the touchdown, 7-0 Kent State. But the Cats answer. John Connor right up the middle, 7 yards. Boop, 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 boop. That ties it at 7. 20 seconds left to go in the quarter. Andre Woodson finds Steve Johnson. Well, Johnson breaks a few tackles and goes 32 yards to the house. Cats up 14-7. But Kent State not going away anytime soon. Eugene Jarvis up the middle, 10 yards and the score. It's tied at 14.5 in the third. The Cats go to Connor again. He takes it 17 yards for 6 more. His second of the night. Cats up 21-14. Next possession, Tony Dixon cuts it to the outside, gets a great block from Dickie Lyons, and dives into the end zone. 28-14 Cats. Still in the third. Woodson, play action. Keenan Burden, hello. He beats his man. Woodson throws a missile to him. 51 yards. Cats up 35-14. On the fourth, Woodson, the QB snake, takes it in for another touchdown as the Cats win it. 56-20 was the final.
And after combining for 106 total points on 1,052 yards of total offense, that brings us up to speed for week 3.
And this number 9 Louisville team had a very tough week against Middle Tennessee State last Thursday. Louisville, first play of the drive, Brian Brom steps back and throws it to Gary Barnage. Gary Barnage is not going to be caught. He goes all the way. Louisville scores on the first play of the game. So far, it's looking like last week it could be a blowout. But Middle Tennessee State says, I don't think so. Joe Craddock over the top to DeMarco McNair. He's going to be gone. That's it for 6. That ties the game at 7. Uh-oh, Middle Tennessee State might be pushing an upset. Where Brian Brown has other plans, he tosses it over the middle to Mario Rentia. Rentia cannot be caught. He goes all the way for 6 more. Makes it 14-7 Louisville. Middle Tennessee State making a comeback now. Right before half, DeMarco McNair receives the handoff. He goes into the end zone. Uh-oh, Middle Tennessee State only down 3. But that would be as close as Middle Tennessee State would get as they fall to Louisville, 58-42 the final.
And we're capable of being beaten just like anybody else in the country. We're the same as Michigan is. We're the same as Texas almost got beat by Arkansas State. I mean, anybody can beat anybody. There's great players at all levels. And I tried to make that point last week, and I'll continue to make that point every week.
Well, they're an outstanding football team, obviously, deserving of their ranking. Offensively, they're a machine. Their offensive line, I think, has been one of the strongest parts of that offense for the last 3 years, and this line isn't any different. The combination of Douglas and Ureta at the receiver, the tall guy, and the speed guy, the pounding of Allen at the back, and the execution that Brom brings, and now their tight ends are such a bigger part of their offense that they're going to give defenses fits.
You know, Sarah, I know Coach Brooks has been saying this all season that he and his team haven't been looking forward towards this game, but I feel that they didn't have much of a choice. I mean, this game has been circled on the calendar back since it was put on it 6 months ago and when the schedule came out.
Yeah, Ryan, it was very apparent in both the Louisville game and the Kentucky game this past weekend that these teams weren't focused on their opponents as much as they were focused on each other.
All right, well, we have complete post-game coverage on next week's show. And on the matchup, another note, if you want to watch the game live, you can do so on either ESPN Classic or WKYT Channel 27 at 7:30 on Saturday.
Switching gears now, if you cannot get enough of UK Louisville, well, we have you covered. We got a little taste of the matchup on the gridiron on the soccer field this past week, as it was the Cats and the Cards English football style. In the series, the Wildcats have just dominated the Cardinals, winning 4 of the last 5. We picked this one up early, and UK looking impressive as they score early. Tim Crone with a great boot right past the Cardinal goalie, 1-0 Cats.
I was there, Sarah, and a massive crowd on hand just supporting the Cats. It was great.
Later in the first half, it's not looking so good as the Cats down 2-1. Louisville's JT Murray with an amazing goal. That makes it 3-1 Cards, and the Cards just exploded past the Cats in the first half. Then more Louisville, Simon Stewart with the goal, 4-1. Cardinals then, Cats would answer back with one more with 4 minutes remaining, but they could not get any closer as they fall 4-2 the final. And with post-game reaction, we go to Justin on the field. Justin?
Thanks, Ryan and Justin. With less than 2 weeks away from the big football matchup of Louisville and Kentucky, the Bluegrass rivalry, we got a little bit of taste here in the soccer world.
I think there was a lot of breakdowns. I thought both teams weren't very good. You know, we had more breakdowns than they did. They took the most of their opportunity.
Kentucky Wildcats were in front of a capacity crowd here at the soccer center, where the Kentucky Wildcats worked hard, scored with less than 4 minutes into the game, however fell and were overmatched by the Louisville Cardinals.
But I thought it was a pathetically played college soccer game by both teams, to be honest, but they got the most of their opportunities, so congratulations for them.
The Kentucky Wildcats are going to have to work hard and practice because they are getting ready for the big University of Michigan Ann Arbor Invitational, which is coming up this upcoming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Until then, I'm Justin Keene. Back to Ryan and Justin.
After a tough first half for the women's soccer team, well, they got it going in the second as they scored 2 goals in less than a minute as they cruised past the Ohio Bobcats 4-2. It was the final.
The Kentucky volleyball team improved to 9-2 the year in Georgia with a thrilling 3-1 win, 31-33, 31-29, 30-26, 30-22 over host team Georgia Tech, 4-3 at the Regency Suites for the Georgia Tech Classic. The Wildcats finished as the tournament runner-up after posting a 2-1 record during the 2-day event. The Lady Cats host Mississippi State coming this Friday, September 14th at 7 p.m. at Memorial Coliseum. Make sure to get out there and support the Cats.
And how about Billy Gillespie, Sarah? I wonder what he's been up to since we last went off the air. Well, it turns out he's been a very busy man. This past week, Gillespie signed the number 23 recruit in the nation by Scout.com. That recruit is out of Mason County, and his name is Darius Miller. Miller, a 6'7" combo guard, averaged over 25 points a game as a Mason County Royal, and he was highly touted for it. A big factor in Miller's decision making was, he said, a recent hiring of Tracy Webster as the UK assistant coach. Well, that hooked him. So a great recruiting offseason for Billy Gillespie, and we have to see what he has up his sleeve next, Sarah. Before we go, Sarah, give the viewers something to do this week besides watching our show over and over on Facebook.
Well, of course, Ryan, I'm going to go with the UK-UVL game. Even if you don't have tickets for the game, just get out there and do a little tailgating, cook some dogs, and drink a few Pepsis or waters. And hey, if you see me, stop by and say hi.
Nicely done, sister. And that's it for us here at Sportszone 50. Oh, it just feels great to be back on the air.
And it's football season.
You got that right, Sarah. Until next week, amigos, go to class, use a designated driver, and always bleed blue. Good night.